Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there lived a kind and beautiful young girl named Cinderella. She wasn't born with that name. Her real name had been Ella, but over the years, people began calling her Cinderella because she spent so much time cleaning fireplaces and sweeping ashes that soot constantly covered her clothes and face. Yet despite her difficult life, Cinderella possessed something no hardship could ever take away. She had a gentle heart, and that would change her destiny forever. Chapter 1: A Happy Beginning. When Ella was very young, her life was filled with love. She lived in a beautiful countryside manor with her mother and father. Her parents adored her. They spent their days teaching her kindness, honesty, and compassion. True beauty comes from the heart, her mother often told her. Ella believed every word. The family was happy. They shared meals together, laughed together, and dreamed about the future. But happiness can sometimes be fragile. One winter, Ella's mother became very ill. Despite every effort to help her, the sickness grew worse. As she lay in bed during her final days, she called her daughter close. "My sweet Ella," she whispered softly, "no matter what happens, always remain kind. Even when others are cruel, even when life becomes difficult." Tears filled Ella's eyes. "I promise, Mother," her mother smiled gently. Then she closed her eyes for the last time. Ella's heart shattered. She missed her mother every single day. But she never forgot that promise. Chapter 2: A New Family.
Meet my daughter, Cinderella.
Welcome, my dear. So pleased to meet you.
Years passed. Ella's father worried that she needed a mother figure. Eventually, he married a wealthy widow who had 2 daughters. Their names were Anastasia and Drizella. At first, Ella hoped they would become a happy family. She welcomed them warmly, but her hopes quickly faded. The stepmother was proud and selfish. Anastasia and Drizella were spoiled and cruel. They mocked Ella's kindness. They laughed at her gentle nature. Still, Ella tried her best to be friendly. Then tragedy struck again. Not long after the marriage, Ella's father died unexpectedly while traveling on business. Suddenly, Ella was alone. The stepmother took complete control of the household, and her true nature emerged. Chapter 3: The Servant of the House. The stepmother moved Ella from her comfortable bedroom into a small attic near the chimney. The room was cold, dusty, lonely. Soon, Ella was forced to do all the housework. She cooked, she cleaned, she washed clothes, she polished floors, she carried heavy buckets of water. From sunrise until long after sunset, she worked tirelessly. Meanwhile, Anastasia and Drizella spent their days admiring themselves in mirrors and complaining about trivial things. Whenever Ella finished one task, another appeared. Yet she never complained. She remembered her mother's words. Remain kind, remain strong, remain hopeful. The servants eventually began calling her Cinderella because of the ashes that covered her clothing. The name spread throughout the household. Even her step-family used it. But Cinderella never allowed bitterness to enter her heart. Instead, she found happiness in the simplest things. Birds singing just outside her window, flowers quietly blooming in spring, sunlight filtering gently through the trees. These small, beautiful moments were enough to keep her spirit alive.
Hear ye! All eligible maidens are invited to the royal ball!
Chapter 4: The Royal Announcement. One bright morning, excitement swept through the kingdom. Trumpets echoed through the streets. Royal messengers rode through every village and town. They carried an important announcement. The king was organizing a grand royal ball. The event would last 3 nights. Every eligible young woman in the kingdom was invited. The purpose was simple. The prince needed to find a bride. The news spread like wildfire. People celebrated everywhere.
Tonight Tonight is the grand ball. We must prepare. Think of the guests. We will shine. Hurry, try everything on now.
Anastasia and Drizella nearly screamed with excitement. The prince will choose one of us, Anastasia declared. Obviously me, Drizella replied. Their mother smiled proudly. My daughters deserve nothing less than a crown. Cinderella listened quietly, secretly. She dreamed of attending. Just once, just for a single evening. She wanted to experience the magic everyone spoke about. Gathering her courage, she approached her stepmother. May I attend the ball as well? The room became silent, then laughter erupted.
May I join the gala? You at the gala? Laughable! How charming!
Cruel laughter, youth, sneered Anastasia. A servant at a royal ball. Mocked Drizella. The stepmother smiled coldly. If you finish every chore in the house and find something suitable to wear, then perhaps. Cinderella's eyes brightened. It wasn't a promise, but it wasn't a refusal either. She immediately got to work. Chapter 5. The Impossible Task. For days, Cinderella worked harder than ever. She cleaned every room, washed every curtain, polished every piece of silver, prepared countless meals. Finally, the day of the ball arrived. Exhausted, but hopeful, Cinderella looked at her mother's old dress. It was simple, but beautiful. With some repairs, it could work. As she prepared the dress, something wonderful happened. The animals she cared for decided to help. Mice gathered ribbons, birds found decorations. Together, they transformed the gown. When Cinderella saw the finished dress, tears filled her eyes. It was beautiful. For the first time in years, she felt special. She rushed downstairs. Look, she exclaimed. The stepmother and stepsisters turned. Their faces darkened instantly. Jealousy burned in their eyes. Without warning, Anastasia ripped off a ribbon. Drizella tore part of the skirt. Within moments, the dress was ruined. Cinderella stood frozen. Her dream crumbled before her eyes. The stepfamily left for the palace. Their carriage disappeared into the distance. Cinderella collapsed into tears. She had never felt so alone. Chapter 6. The Fairy Godmother. As Cinderella cried in the garden, a gentle voice spoke behind her. My dear child. She looked up. An elderly woman stood nearby. Her eyes sparkled with warmth.
Whoa, who are you? I am your fairy godmother.
Cinderella stared in amazement. Now, said the fairy godmother, let's get you to that ball. She tapped her wand against a pumpkin. Instantly, it transformed into a magnificent golden carriage. Mice became elegant horses. A horse became a coachman. Then she touched Cinderella's torn dress. A brilliant light surrounded her. When it faded, Cinderella wore a breathtaking gown. It shimmered like starlight. Glass slippers sparkled on her feet. She looked like a princess. Cinderella could hardly believe her eyes. The fairy godmother smiled. Remember one thing, what is it? The magic ends at midnight.
You must be home by midnight.
Cinderella nodded. I understand. Chapter 7. The Grand Ball. The palace glowed with thousands of candles. Music filled the air. Guests danced beneath crystal chandeliers. When Cinderella entered the ballroom, everything stopped. Conversations ended, music faded. Every eye turned toward her. She was radiant. Even the prince stood speechless. He had never seen anyone like her. Gathering his courage, he approached. May I have this dance? Cinderella smiled. I would be honored. The orchestra began playing. Together, they danced across the ballroom. The prince found himself captivated. Not just by her beauty, but by her kindness. Her intelligence, her warmth. For hours, they talked and laughed. Neither wanted the evening to end. Meanwhile, Anastasia and Drizella stared in disbelief. They didn't recognize Cinderella, but they envied the mysterious young woman receiving all the prince's attention. As the evening continued, Cinderella forgot everything else. Midnight, her eyes widened, the spell. Without explanation, she ran. The prince called after her, but she disappeared down the staircase. One glass slipper slipped from her foot. She couldn't stop to retrieve it. The magic was already fading. Moments later, she vanished into the night. Chapter 8: The Search. The prince searched everywhere, but the mysterious young woman was gone. All that remained was the glass slipper. He picked it up carefully. Then he made a decision. I will marry the woman whose foot fits this slipper. The king thought the idea was unusual, but he supported his son. Royal messengers traveled across the kingdom.
Whoever fits this slipper, come forward.
Every eligible young woman would try on the slipper. House after house, a village after village.
Let me out!
The search continued, yet the slipper fit no one. Still, the prince refused to give up. He knew she was out there somewhere, and he intended to find her. Chapter 9: The Final Chance. Eventually, the royal party arrived at Cinderella's home. Anastasia and Drizella were thrilled. They pushed and squeezed their feet into the slipper. But it didn't fit, not even close. The stepmother grew nervous. She knew Cinderella might succeed, so she locked Cinderella in the attic. The royal officials prepared to leave.
Is there another lady in the house?
No, no.
The royal guards and officials prepared to leave the manor. Suddenly, they heard footsteps from above. Cinderella had finally found a way to unlock the attic door. She hurried out of the small attic room and rushed toward the staircase.
Pay no attention to her. She is just a servant.
Cinderella walked gracefully into the hall. The prince immediately recognized her. The entire room fell silent as she came forward to try on the glass slipper. Everyone watched. Slowly, she slipped her foot inside, perfect fit. Then Cinderella reached into her pocket. She removed the matching glass slipper. Gasps filled the room. There could be no doubt. She was the mysterious woman from the ball. Chapter 10: A New Beginning. The kingdom celebrated Cinderella and the prince's grand wedding. After years of hardship, loneliness, and cruelty, Cinderella finally found happiness. She never lost her kindness or hope, and those qualities changed her life forever. As princess, she treated everyone with compassion and helped those in need. The prince loved her deeply, and together they ruled with wisdom and fairness. The prince also punished the stepmother and stepsisters for their cruelty, stripping them of their privileges and making them serve in the royal household. At last, justice was served, and kindness triumphed in the end. And so Cinderella's story became a legend. Not because she married a prince, but because she never lost her kindness and hope. Her journey proved that even in the darkest times, goodness can shine. And sometimes, life can change in the most magical ways.